Ah, good old Spongebob. You always seem to be finding a way to bring so much joy to people, don't you? Although it's definitely had its fair share of pretty terrible episodes over the years, and the show has had quite some criticisms from many reviewers, I personally believe that the show deserves a little more love than it gets. Which is why I decided to talk about my personal favorite episode of the whole show. Now, I could be talking about one of the most famous episodes in the series, like Chocolate with Nuts, Band Geeks, Sailor Mouth, or even Survival of the Idiots. Every one of these are episodes that have a reputation of being some of the best episodes in the series, and for very good reasons. They have amazing stories, amazing comedy, and some of them are not at all shy to be ever so slightly more serious. And Band Geeks even has what can only be described as the most glorious moment in the series so far. That being said, I feel like those episodes are a little too obvious to talk about when reviewing SpongeBob. They have been talked about to death in the past, and everything that can be said about them has already been said. Them being the most famous episodes in the series, it makes sense for a lot of reviewers to talk about them. But personally, I don't really have all that much to work with when it comes to these episodes, because like I said, everything that could possibly be said about it has already been said.
And a 1, 2, 3, 4.
So either I would have to find something new to talk about in these episodes, I'd have to simply use them as references, or even put them on a list roundup sort of video, reviewing them as a lot of episodes that define what SpongeBob is. If you have any ideas what I can do with these, let me know in the comment section down below. But even with all of these episodes in mind, I'm pretty sure that every single one of us has that one episode that speaks more to us than any other episode out there. The one episode that you love more on a personal level. For me, that episode is Pickles, where SpongeBob makes one tiny little mistake and it turns his entire world upside down and he simply is not able to function right anymore until he manages to make a perfect Krabby Patty again. The episode starts with SpongeBob working at the Krusty Krab, making Krabby Patties. Everything goes absolutely flawlessly at first, nothing seems to be able to stop him. Then Bubble Bass comes in ordering a Krabby Patty for himself, which...
You forgot the pickles!
This realization breaks SpongeBob dramatically, to the point where he is not capable of doing much of anything correctly for many days to come. With every minute that flies by, he completely forgets how to function properly. It starts out small, with SpongeBob forgetting how to make Krabby Patties or where the door at the Krusty Krab's at, but it slowly gets worse and worse. When he barely knows how to go to bed properly, he doesn't know how to turn off his alarm anymore, and it's even gone to the point where he can't ride a bicycle anymore, which really shows how messed up his mind has gotten. All of that alone makes this a great episode, but there's a lot more to it than just that. I want to take a good moment to talk about Mr. Krabs, because I personally consider this to be his best portrayal ever. Why? Because he genuinely cares about SpongeBob's well-being here and does his best to get the yellow sponge back to normal. Now yes, there's a big possibility that he's mostly doing this for the benefit of his business, but he also shows that he genuinely cares about SpongeBob's well-being here. Krabs did have his moments where he was concerned about SpongeBob a couple times in the show, but out of all of them, this one stands out the most to me. Because he's willing to stay with SpongeBob for days on end until he finally gotten his crap together. And honestly, I can only admire Krabs for that. He's had plenty of moments where he's shown that he cares about SpongeBob, both in pre-movie and post-movie SpongeBob. Heck, this was even evident in Sponge on the Run, in one of the most beautiful moments in SpongeBob history.
It wouldn't begin to describe the size of a lad's heart, which is huge.
But to me, Pickles was the first episode that shows Krabs being more of a father figure to SpongeBob, rather than another greedy business owner. Krabs is just a delight here. In the end, Krabs manages to get through to SpongeBob, they head back to the Krusty Krab and reveal what really happened to the Pickles before.
Look! He's been hiding the pickles under his tongue the whole time!
That is such a satisfying way to end the episode with. I am very happy that this big guy got that to him. Fun fact, Bubble Bass has gotten a few cameos in Season 9, which I'm not complaining about. I think it's great that these kinds of minor characters make their comeback every now and then. With all of that being said though, there is one part to this episode that I think is absolutely incredible, and I really want to talk about it here. SpongeBob's situation, while a little bit exaggerated, is very real. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have had our moments where one mistake could mess up our entire day, and nothing seems to be working right at all after that. That's pretty much what this is, and it is amazing to see. I have a soft spot for episodes that talk about very real situations like this. Especially pre-movie SpongeBob has talked about topics and situations I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, and have done it with a lot of respect, while also let the audience have a good laugh at it. A few examples of these are episodes that talk about procrastination, bad language, being very stinky, and growing a beard, thus getting older. But out of all of these, I think Pickles stands out the most. I have had plenty of days where one tiny little mistake messed up my entire day, and just everything I try does not seem to go right. And this only gets worse when you're someone with autism, like me, and your brain is already a chaotic mess as is. If you're somebody with autism and this happens, your brain would probably be exploding as bad as SpongeBob is in this episode. I honestly find it hard to sum up everything that I love about this episode in one small conclusion. Pickles is just a fantastic episode to me. From the amazing visuals to Mr. Krabs' care for SpongeBob to Bubble Bass being exposed in the end, it's all just such a good time. And the real situation being thrown into the mix with some great comedy only adds more to what already is a very good episode. When you put it all together, you get what is my absolute favorite episodes that ever come from SpongeBob, and it always will have a very special place in my heart. I'm Phoenix Star, thank you for watching.